Man, I hope none of you are driving right now. Everybody's parked for the day, peacefully in their truck or at their home or whatever it is that you're doing, because what I'm about to tell you is going to be the most shocking thing you've ever heard in the planet. You need to be sitting, relaxed, no one around. Don't be operating any heavy machinery, because this is going to be the most mind-blowing thing you have ever heard in your entire life. You ready for this? You ready for this? A greasy, stinky, maybe morbidly obese, basement-dwelling, incel, Reddit moderator has not only banned me from using their subreddit, but they have banned the use of my name in any shape or form on the one and only r/truckers. That's right, the truckers subreddit. Now let me clear that up real quick. Don't worry, I'll be talking for the next half hour. But I don't know this to be actual fact. Some people have reached out to me and showed me screenshots of them getting their comments blocked or removed from Reddit for simply using my name, whereas other people have told me they've used my name and nobody says anything about it. Maybe at that time the moderator that hates me isn't there, and he's not there to moderate your statements. But there's at least a 1 in 3 chance, if you say the name "This Guy Trucks" on r/truckers, your comment will be removed. And some of you have asked me about that. Josh, what's going on? Why is it that we can't say your name over here? It's because I'm so damn powerful. They don't want this. They don't want this kind of power being... I'm like Voldemort over there, right? He whose name can't be... I don't know. Like, I watch Harry Potter. I'm way too cool for that. I'm way too cool for that, right? But anyways, there is actually a backstory to it. And I want to tell you, I want to be very fair here. It is very childish and very petty on both sides. That's right. I'm going to take some blame for it. It was a very petty argument, and you can tell from that intro I gave you just a couple minutes back, it's still pretty petty. So, I'll tell you about it. Backstory. I originally started using Reddit years ago when I started my first YouTube channel that used to be called This Guy Trucks, but before that it was called something completely different. And it was a sports gaming YouTube channel. You know, Madden, MLB The Show. You guys have heard me say this thousands of times already. And I originally started using Reddit then because when I was just kind of learning my way around social media, the internet, especially YouTube, it was decided by a lot of people that Reddit was a really good place to promote your YouTube videos. As we know now, not a good idea. People don't like it. People don't like self-promotion. Now, if you share someone else's YouTube video, wink, wink, they don't mind that. I'm just kidding. Don't share my damn video on Reddit. Goddamn Reddit. Anyways, that's when I first started using it. And then shortly after that, I got my CDL. I became a trucker, and I decided to join the truckers subreddit, where I was a member of the community. I would talk with people. As a matter of fact, the original trainee story years and years ago was typed out in text on that subreddit in real time. As things were happening, I kept updating the post, and it got a lot of views and a lot of upvotes and all that stuff. I should have known that video was going to get millions of views, huh? I should have known, because the Reddit post was getting a whole lot of attention. And like I said, I was updating it in real time. But I long since deleted that post, because a weird thing happens on YouTube if there's any kind of inconsistency in your story. Keep in mind, we do stories from memory, right? We tell our stories. If there's any kind of inconsistency and you had a video do well on YouTube, people will scour through everything that you've ever done on the internet to figure out how you lied to them, you know, how you've misled your audience. It's fucking bizarre, right? So when that first original trainee video exploded on me, I went back and I deleted that post. Once people started being like, yeah, but on his Reddit post, he said it slightly different, so I think this guy's a fucking liar, right? I just deleted the post. I said enough with it. The reason I bring all that up is because I was an active member of the truckers subreddit. You know, I would comment on there quite a bit. tell my stories, take pictures of my trucks, show them off on there, comment on other people's posts, all those things, right? And then when the old YouTube channel kind of took off on me, I kind of stepped away from that a little bit because I was very busy, you know, with trying to manage my own fucking head as I just watched a YouTube channel that, like, was very small go to, like, rather large, I would say, overnight. And I was trying to wrap my head around that, and I got very busy. Then when things started to calm down for me, I found my way back to the trucker subreddit, right? Found my way back, and I would get on there and talk with people, and people would notice. I don't know how they know. Maybe I've made that connection somewhere. But people would know my Reddit username, and they would be, hey, aren't you this guy Trucks from YouTube? And I'd be like, yeah. And it's not like, okay, let me say that the right way. It's not like every time I went to Reddit, masses of people were like, oh my God, aren't you this guy Trucks? No, it was very rare. Every once in a while, people would be like, aren't you that dude from YouTube? And I'd be like, yeah, that's me. So, on Reddit, a popular thing in subreddits, I don't know how popular it is called having a flair by your name. And depending on which subreddit you're in, those flares are different. And basically what it is, for those that don't use Reddit much, I'm belching a lot. I had a burger just a little while ago. Real fucking good too. Real delicious. I loved it. So now I'm belching on my videos. This is why I'm hot, baby. This is why I'm hot. So anyways, so on the trucker subreddit, you can ask for whatever flair you want. Like, it's just text next to your name, right? And the people of Reddit in general are goofy as fuck. But the people of the trucker subreddit are some of the goofiest motherfuckers I think I've ever talked to. I'm sorry. They're truckers, right? There's some goofy motherfuckers out here. As a matter of fact, in one of my recent videos, some guy commented, this guy is not a representative of truckers out there. That's right. There are some goofy fucking truckers out there. And I am not a representative of you goofy ass truckers. All right? I'm not taking on that responsibility. Son of a bitch. Anyways, I remember years ago, some guy was like asking for a flare. You had to verify, you had to take a picture with your username because, you know, they got real tight security there on the trucker subreddit. And he like, can you put wiggle wagons by my name? And for those of you that don't know, that's the goofy ass slang term that truckers use for pulling doubles and triples. And every time I see it, I think of Ralph Wiggum, like, I pull wiggle wagons. And yes, I just put my finger in my nose, and I'm not ashamed of that at all, because when you commit to a bit, you have to do it. So the finger had to go in the nose. And if you think that's bad, wait later in the future when I tell you the story about the truck driver that used to put certain toys in his anus. You got to commit to the bit, baby. All right? That's what you have to do. So anyways, this guy asked for his wiggle wagons. It was so dorky. But hey, he wanted to be known as Wiggle Wagons. And everybody like went in this frenzy. Oh, I want a flare. I want a flare. Right? After being asked maybe a few times, hey, aren't you this guy Trucks on that subreddit, I sent a message to the moderator. I said, hey, can I go ahead and get a flare by my name that says this guy Trucks? It's only for that subreddit, for those of you that don't know. And that way people don't have to ask anymore, hey, it's this guy Trucks. And he responds to me. And he says, man, I would, but I heard you talk a lot of shit about this subreddit in your videos. And I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, you know what? I do say a lot of shit in my videos. So I responded back to him. I said, it's entirely possible that I've made fun of things I've seen here. It's entirely possible I've made fun of you, you dorky neck beard, mouth breather, subreddit moderator. Oh, don't put that on your fucking resume. Trust me. Trust me. But I told him, I said straight up, I said, yeah, it's possible. It's entirely possible, because you know what I make fun of in trucking? Everything. Trucking's hilarious. If you just look around, it's fucking hilarious. Just look at what these goofy fucks out here are doing. And let's do a try not to laugh challenge in a fucking truck stop parking lot soon. Shit, I had one today. Some goofy ass, fucking hotshots. Anyone else sick of them? God damn. They never set up like in a way that makes sense how they're planning to back into their spot. And this guy was apparently backing into the spot that I was going to back into. And he got out of his truck and told me to get out of the way. I said no. I said, get me out of the way with your little pickup, your little toy pickup, boy. When your nuts drop, you can come drive a real truck like me, all right? What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, try not to laugh at truckers. I mean, come on, there's silly shit out here all the time. And nothing is off limits. I mean, obviously, like, personal attacks and, like, threats and things like that are clearly off limits. But, like, making fun of the goofy shit out here. So the point is, I was being very honest with the guy. Hey, you know, it's possible, man. And if that's what's going to prevent me from getting a flare next to my name that says This Guy Trucks, totally fine. I don't really care that much. I just thought it would be helpful to the people that ask, you know. And maybe I wanted to chase a little bit of my own clout. I don't fucking know. Maybe I just wanted to kick the door and be like, This Guy Trucks is here, motherfuckers. You know, who knows? Who knows what I wanted? Anyways, he says, I'm going to give you that flare, but I'm going to have my eye on you, okay? If you get out of line just a little bit, I'm taking it from you. I thought he was joking. Seriously, I did. Seriously, I did. Point of the story, he was not. He was not joking. He was very serious. So here's what happened. And like I said, this is equal parts petty and childish on both our parts. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, this was over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. If you guys remember the great downfall of the old This Guy Trucks, where I kind of went off the fucking rails. I had a lot of mental issues that came with doing YouTube. It was shit I wasn't prepared for before. Don't worry, I'm ready now, baby. I'm ready now. But I wasn't prepared for it before. And I'm sure a lot of people realize this. I was a pretty heavy drinker then. If it wasn't time to work, I was drinking, baby. I was drinking. Always sober when it was time to work. But it was nothing for me to put down a 12-pack a night or go out and just crazy, just absolutely crazy. And the reason I bring that up is because not only was my drinking kind of out of control at the time, I fully acknowledge that. These days I can drink like 2 or 3 a night and I'm just tired. So I'm kind of glad that part of my life is kind of in the past. And it's like, I just need a couple beers to take off the edge and sleep good, you know, and that's really cool. But back then, I mean, it was pretty well out of control. It was not a good fucking time, right? But I also had a horrible habit, a lot of horrible habits. You guys that were here for the last channel, you know, and I'm going to do a whole video on this eventually. I just haven't got around to it now, about how I'm not going to let you guys down this time. I fucking got this, okay? I got this. I learned some lessons. It's a future video. Don't worry. But one of my horrible habits was obviously drinking way too much, right? Drinking way too much. Another one of my horrible habits was being on social media after I had drank too much, right? And responding to like shitty things people would say about me. The reality is, anytime you kind of start to make a name for yourself, somebody's going to say something shitty about you. You get to make the choice if you listen or not, right? But I would respond to it and I'd argue with that and I'd fight with this guy, and it was a fucking nightmare. It was an absolute shit show. And I say all that to say, one night, it's probably about 12 beers into my night, and I'm cruising around Reddit when I see a post on the trucker subreddit. And what it was, believe me, guys, when I say that it was petty on my part, I understand. I fully believe that. I should have just never bothered with it, is the point. All it was a picture of the back of a trailer, a semi-trailer, right? And you know how dorks used to always write "wash me" in the dirt and dust on things? I don't know whoever thought that joke was fucking hilarious, but it's not. It's boring as fuck. Well, somebody had written, I'm gay into the back of someone's trailer, right? And then they took a picture of it, and then it was just, oh my God, it was hysterical. I mean, that's the peak of comedy right there, right? It was just hysterical in the, you know, simple minds of some people that hang around Reddit in general. It was just like the funniest fucking joke everyone heard. Now, I was offended. Okay, I know. A lot of things are going through your head right now. Oh, liberal Josh over here being a social justice warrior, he was offended. Look, there were times during that period of my life where I could be quite the little social justice warrior sometimes, but that is not why I was offended. What I was offended about was that being a fucking huge fan of stand-up comedy, I love stand-up comedy. It's my favorite thing in the fucking world. Haven't listened to it a lot in a while, but I fucking love it. You guys may notice I take some inspiration in my videos from stand-up comedy. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm just a dumb trucker, right? But being such a huge fan of comedy, I was offended that people were laughing at such a poorly constructed joke. Really? No, I'm serious. I was like, what the fuck is so funny about this? You wrote, I'm gay? And everybody's just tickled pink, as they say? I don't get it. I don't fucking understand. You had a whole canvas there. You could have written anything in the world. You could have let your imagination run wild. And you wrote, I'm gay. Oh my God. The fucking hilarious, right? I was offended at how fucking awful this joke was. So I started making fun of the original poster, for those of you that don't know. This joke's fucking dorky as hell, dude. Like, this ain't even funny. Like, what are you trying? Yes, I had too much to drink that night. Should I have been on social media at all? No, of course not. Absolutely not. But it is what it is. It happened, right? So I start, like, busting this guy's balls. And then he's getting, like, mad at me. He's responding. So we're just having a back and forth, right? Then I'm telling him how stupid his joke is. When, like, another guy starts talking that ends up, like, being the dude's friend, that it was his trailer that, like, had been written on and all that. And they're like, dude, we were just two guys having fun. Cool. I could have just left it at that. I could have never been there to fucking begin with. But I'm being a smart ass at that point. I said, well, if you're just two guys having fun, why did you involve the fucking rest of us? Why post it on the internet? Just be two guys playing grab ass with each other. What the fuck? Why are we all involved in this horrible fucking joke right now, right? And yeah, we're going back and forth at each other. Yes, I understand I shouldn't have been there. Of course. Of course. But then what happens? The big scary moderator shows up. And he tells me I better get my ass in line before he bans me. And I went, oh fuck, the gods of Reddit have spoken. I better get my ass in line before he bans me. No, I didn't. I started making fun of that goofy ass moderator too. I did. I don't even remember what the conversation was, but I'm like, oh no, you're gonna ban me from a subreddit? Whatever will I do? You cheesy motherfucker. Like, I don't give a fuck, right? And the first thing he did was he took away my flair. I'd been stripped of my title, This Guy Trucks. Fuck! He took it. And he sent me a message. He said, if you're going to continue to be homophobic in our comments section, I'm going to ban you. And I said, what do you mean by homophobic? He said, that guy said that his friend is gay, and you're over here talking shit to both of them. He was trying to, like, flip it on me that I was offended that his friend was gay. I don't care. Like, hey, I love gay dudes. Like, fuck yeah. They're awesome. They're fun. They're a lot of fun to hang out with. Why the hell would I be offended by a gay guy? That's fucking weird. I'm not offended that the guy's gay. And I'm like, dude, that's ridiculous. I'm not offended by this in the least. Give a shit if a guy's gay. And he's like, then why are you in here calling them out on putting their sexuality all over the back of their truck and wearing it proudly? And I said, this guy's gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, this is the dumbest response I think I've ever heard. And he was probably just trolling me, right? Well, I stopped responding to his messages, but I went back to the thread where I'm arguing back and forth with these other guys when I realized I no longer have access to commenting in the trucker subreddit, right? So I messaged the moderator. I said, really, dude? I said, I thought this was a place for discussions where people could disagree with each other and they could just discuss things. He said, you weren't discussing, you were arguing. I said, yeah, but in fairness, so were those guys. Like, they were arguing too. And he says, yes, but as a big YouTuber, you have a responsibility to set an example for how people should act on the internet. I said, really? I didn't get that fucking memo. Have you ever watched one of my fucking videos? Me? You want me to set the example? You got the wrong fucking guy. You got the wrong fucking guy. I said, there's no way. I'm not the example for anyone. I quit a job every 3 months, you know? I fucking make dumb decisions. Like, you want me to be the example? That was a dumb fucking decision on your part. What are you talking about? So I said, okay, look, I didn't really mean to get banned, and I have been like a part of the community. Can you just like maybe reverse the ban? I'll chill the fuck out. Don't worry about giving me the flare back. I said, okay, it's fine. I was out of line. No. You know what he tells me anyways? Because I had made a whiny video on YouTube about it by then. Yeah, I was pissed off. And then I made a whiny video about how I'd been banned from the trucker subreddit, and they're all a bunch of homophobes. And yeah, it was, I'm not lying to you guys when I say on the last channel, the meltdown was pretty ugly at times. It was not great at all. But he watched the video, and he said, if I ever speak about the trucker subreddit on my YouTube channel again, he will take legal action against me. So I guess I'm getting sued. I don't really fucking know. I'm not really sure. But the whole point of the story is to say that, well, it's a completely pointless story. That's it. But I'm not suggesting anybody go over there and, like, you know, start making this guy Trucks post to see if you'll get banned or to see if they'll delete it or anything like that. We don't need to go over there and aggravate the people of Reddit, because it doesn't take much. You know, it doesn't take much before they really start losing their fucking minds. So we don't need to do all that. But it's just kind of a funny story, I guess. I don't know what I plan to accomplish with it, but since people have asked, and it is part of my story here on YouTube, my little history I have on the internet, I figured I'd make a video and tell you guys why not only I'm not allowed to speak on r/truckers, but why you are not allowed to say my name on r/truckers. And as I said in the beginning of the video, it's as petty and childish as it fucking sounds. See you guys later.